So you know hair fall occurs due to the presence of DHT, but do you really know how this all works? Well, I know it is like a true hair enthusiast sort of thing, but it can't hurt to have a little information about the thing you're most afraid of. Hair fall, of course. So our main actors in this film are 1. Testosterone, 2nd, DHT, 3rd, 5-AR enzyme, 4th, a hair follicle, and finally the androgen receptors. Now if you don't know what these things are, I'm going to explain each and every one of them and what role they play in the hair loss like male pattern baldness. So rest assured, you're gonna know everything about baldness. Okay, so the story begins when our testes produce testosterone, which is of course the male sex hormone. Now this testosterone is actually good enough before puberty to sort of introduce some of the male characteristics into our body, but once the puberty hits, our body actually starts to convert about 10% of the testosterone into dihydrotestosterone, or simply put DHT. So this testosterone is actually converted into DHT. Now it's not magic, right? The testosterone cannot convert into DHT on its own. So this is where the 5-AR enzyme comes into play. So this enzyme, the 5-AR enzyme, or we can say 5-alpha reductase enzyme, whichever you prefer. This enzyme takes the testosterone and converts it into DHT, and that conversion is about 10%, like not 10% here, 10% here. All in all, around 10% of the total testosterone that our body produces is converted into DHT with the help of this 5-AR enzyme. Because you see, DHT is actually better at doing some things as compared to testosterone, because it has the ability to bind to receptors and stay bound to them for a longer period of time. Plus, DHT is much more potent than testosterone. You see, most of the hair that grow on our body is because of the presence of DHT, and that includes our beard as well. So if it wasn't for DHT, you wouldn't have a beard right now. So maybe DHT is not as bad as you may think, but that is a whole another video. So the DHT is an androgen, and androgens can only attach to androgen receptors, and this is where the androgen receptors come into play. Because you see, this is a hair strand and this is a hair follicle. Like, obviously it doesn't look that way in real life, but I'm only trying to demonstrate here something, okay? So this is the hair follicle, and suppose these are the androgen receptors. Now because the DHT cannot like directly attach to follicles, it attaches to the follicles via this androgen receptor, and here comes the DHT. So as soon as this DHT attaches to the follicle via the androgen receptor, this follicle actually starts shrinking over time, and it becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and as a result the hair strand coming out of this follicle also shrinks over time, and it becomes thinner and thinner and thinner. And along with this process of the follicle shrinking over time, the anagen phase for that particular hair strand is reduced and the telogen phase is increased. And finally, in time, this follicle loses the ability to produce hair, and thereby making us bald. So you see, in short, this is how it goes. Our testes produce testosterone, and then it is taken by the 5-AR enzyme, which converts it into DHT, and then this DHT stucks itself to the androgen receptors, which is attached to a hair follicle, and as soon as this attachment process is completed, this hair follicle becomes thinner, thinner and thinner, and finally it loses the ability to produce any hair. But the good thing is there are various ways you can block the DHT on your scalp. I'm personally using this hair growth tonic from Man Matters, a really good brand. I'm using their shampoo as well. So this tonic contains procapil, which blocks DHT, and bicapil, which increases the time a hair spends in the anagen phase. It's got ridensal, which is newly discovered ingredient which helps in the regrowth of lost hair, and it is completely plant-based ingredient, so I've got no objections using it. And it contains saw palmetto as well, which is a natural extract that reduces the conversion of testosterone into DHT. And most likely it is going to help you if you're going through a hair loss sort of situation. And in case you are interested, I'll put the link to this product in the description. So I think that about wraps this video. And with that being said, I'll see you around later.